Good afternoon, everyone. This is Allison Galt, the Executive Director for CNGA. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We are going to talk about Plant Something Colorado, and this is our official partner kickoff webinar, where we're going to talk about things that we've done in the past and our plans for 2019. This is being recorded as well, so if you would like to share it with staff or other colleagues, we will make sure to send the information out to you within the next couple of days, as well as post it on Facebook. So again, this is Allison. I will be presenting today along with Ben Aker. Ben is the social strategist at Bonfire Effect, which is the marketing partner that we use for the Plant Something campaign and have for the last 5 years.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so let's jump right into what we're going to discuss today. First, we'll kind of start with the Plant Something story, why that matters to you, kind of where we started from, things that we've done previously, and then kind of where we're going in the future for 2019. We'll also share some of the success and the results that we've had in previous campaigns, and you'll see some of those things will move forward in 2019. And then we'll talk a little bit about how to get involved if you're not currently involved, and how to get the most out of the campaign once we get started with it. Then lastly, we will do some question and answer, and that will allow you time to ask any questions. There is a chat box that should be up on the right side of your screen. Feel free to type your questions as we go along, and we can answer those at the end. We will have some prizes for those that ask questions. So we certainly encourage you to ask those questions, and hopefully you get a lot of information from this.
Allison, I do have one of our team members here as well, Katie. She's going to be monitoring that chat box. We'll try to answer those throughout the thing. And if you do submit a question and we answer it, we will do that drawing at the end. So we're assuming you all are going to have fun, play with this. This whole campaign is supposed to be fun. So let's make sure you guys send in your questions, and we'll answer those, and then do a little bit of drawing if we have enough questions submitted at the end.
Awesome. So let's talk about where we've come from and the story of Plant Something. It all started in Arizona. The Arizona Nursery Association had a need to promote independent nurseries and garden centers to consumers, and they came up with the Plant Something campaign. They then trademarked that and offered it to other state associations to use as well. So in Colorado, we started utilizing it around 2013. And the goal that we had in 2013 was to get consumers to visit their local nursery and greenhouse garden center, purchase something, and plant it. And since 2013, we've invested about $250,000 into raising awareness and driving action. And we'll talk about how we've done that kind of over time, and it's different in every state. So we've kind of got our own slant on that.
All right, I'll talk a little bit about kind of where this campaign started and at what point we kind of jumped in and how things took a little bit of a shift from there. So when I first got involved in the campaign, a lot of the investment that was being put into it was focused on traditional paid media. For those who aren't familiar with those terms, that's things like TV and radio, newspapers, and out-of-home advertising, or OOH. So that's things like billboards and bus stop ads and things like that. So almost the entire budget went to things that had no capacity to actually target or measure the effectiveness of it. The other thing that was really challenging is for 1 year, there was a lot of investment on billboards, but the budget only permitted us to actually reach a few different billboards along I-25. So although the CNGA's objective is to advocate on behalf of local nurseries and greenhouses across Colorado, our budget really only saturated a couple square miles along I-25 with really no visibility or measurement for effectiveness. So we knew we had to do something. We knew we had to figure out a game plan that could reach more people. There was exploration in terms of doing an actual event, so driving awareness and driving people to an event. And then I think the one year we did that, Allison, it rained out, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
That is correct. It was at a Rapids game.
Yeah, so the Rapids game rained out, and there went the entire budget. So we knew we needed to make sure we built channel, built voice, built access to these target audiences. And so when we got involved, the objective was to see how we could accomplish that and build a lasting campaign and a lasting channel to advocate on behalf of our partners and drive traffic to them. So we knew a mobile or an effort to shift and focus on digital was going to be important. So a new approach is what we set out to build and cultivate that engagement in fresh new ways.
So to do that, we really maintained our goal that we initially started with in 2013, which is to drive traffic to local garden centers, help consumers with what the benefits of planting are, and getting some expertise from our local pros. We also wanted to influence them to take some action. So the way we did that, obviously, is going towards a more social campaign, which we'll talk about the details of here pretty soon. But we wanted to maintain the traditional gardener, make sure that they were included as well. We know that they're always going to go to the garden center. They're going to buy plants. They're going to garden no matter what. But we really wanted to focus our efforts on the younger generation, and specifically females from 25 to 34. We found that was an area that was lacking in gardeners kind of as a whole. And so we wanted to use social media to target those individuals. And that provides us a bigger opportunity more than just a billboard on I-25 ever would.
Yeah, and so as Allison alluded to, with this new audience in mind, this audience that we thought had a lot of potential to grow, and no pun intended, and drive traffic to the local nurseries, we knew we needed to develop and use channels that reached those audiences. And so we began to branch out, move out of the traditional media and more into the social media, as Allison had talked a little bit about. More focus on engagement marketing, thinking of ways that it's not just paying for an impression being someone drives by and sees a billboard, but paying and investing our time and resources and expertise into channels that have engagement involved. That way we can drive more measurability. We can target our audience more precisely. We can be more flexible with the way that we approach it. We're not going to lose our entire investment because it rains one day, right? We have more flexibility, and it's longer lasting. Historically, the Plant Something campaign has ran 3 months in the summer. We wanted to build channel and audience so that we could reach them year long. And so branching out was the first thing, developing those channels and building the social media presence. And so the big idea was a photo sharing contest. We thought through this and concepted a number of different ways we could get people engaged. And we presented the concept of developing a photo sharing contest. I'll walk you through a little bit of what that entailed. So the basic steps, we've kind of synthesized this down to this philosophy of follow, plant, share, and win. So 4 kind of simple steps, and there's more involved in it than that. But the basic premise of this photo sharing contest is you follow Plant Colorado on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. You visit a local nursery or greenhouse and pick up your Plant Something kit, which includes the stake you see on the left and the free seeds you see on the right. And then you go home, you plant that, and ideally you plant something you actually bought at the local nursery or greenhouse. And then you share progress photos throughout the rest of the summer or the spring season, the contest period. And the best part of it all is we want this to be fun and engaging. And so we give away prizes every single week. And we've had amazing sponsors from actually, I'll walk through some of those prizes here in a second. But the goal was let's not just give away prizes at the end of the summer. Let's give prizes every single week. And let's not just have a first place prize. let's give prizes out to second and third and fourth when prizes permit, when we have enough to give away. So those prizes include a lot of different things. I'm showing here some of our grand prize items, which we promote throughout the summer. The big deal is that green, that $500 cash money, right? A lot of people are drawn to that. That's a big deal. We also gave away things that are rooted in Colorado. So Colorado Rockies tickets, Colorado Avalanche posters and swag, lodging in Breckenridge. We partner with Denver Botanic Gardens, Comedy Works in Denver, the Butterfly Pavilion, and even our local nurseries and greenhouses who are our prize sponsored giveaways to come up with really creative, fun prizes that drive engagement throughout the summer. And those are announced on Mondays, on Tuesdays, and the winners are revealed on Mondays. I think it was the second year we ran this campaign too. We wanted to add some more personality. So we introduced a spokesperson. This is Pillwinkle with one L. Pillwinkle is the prize gnome. He's from Pueblo. He likes the smell of laundry, tending to his garden. He enjoys time by himself. You get the idea. A fun little character that people have adored. They come and visit us at local events just to see Pillwinkle and take photos with him. And so this has been the mascot, if you will, for anything prize related. So when we do prize reveals or winner reveals, Pillwinkle is often present, doing some sort of thing to make it fun and engaging. You see some photos of ways he's engaged in the past. I love the photo of the guy with the beard here. He came up to our booth a little while, I think it was last year, and we were shocked to see that Pillwinkle's actually a real human being. And so he went ahead and took a photo with our garden gnome. We've entered Pillwinkle into social media challenges like the Cheerio challenge, which encouraged people to try to stack Cheerios on their sleeping babies' heads. Well, we went ahead and stacked it on Pillwinkle, and if you look at the bottom right, you can see how we faked that concept with a little dental floss that ran through the Cheerios. Things to try to both tap into what's happening on a social spectrum, but also tie it back to our campaign, generate excitement, shares, likes, comments, all the things that really matter in the social media space.
All right, so these may look familiar to many of you who have participated. This contest starter kit is something that we have at the retail garden facility that consumers come in and can get information about the campaign, pick up some stakes, some seeds, etc. So over these past 5 years that we've been doing this campaign, it's 5, sorry. We've had each year 30 of our CNGA members that are retail facilities have participated in the Plant Something campaign. Over time, we've consistently driven participants to local nurseries, and we incentivize their pictures that they post by, if they have one of those plant stakes you see on the screen in their picture, they actually get more points. If you don't have a stake, it's pretty hard to win. So the intent is that we get people going into the local garden center, getting some seeds, getting a stake, and picking up other plants while they're there. And again, we just like to make this fun for them. So we've got this Plant Something kit that we send out to all of our members that participate. It is free. We send all of the seeds, all of the stakes, and this display case, as you can see. And we're going to look at what that has looked like at some of our member organizations, because it's displayed in different ways. As you can see, sometimes they're out in the store, out kind of where some of your gift items are. Others, they'll be at the cash register. Really anywhere that you want to put it, where it will get attention, is where you should put it. And many of our members have several of these, so it's not just one, but you can kind of display them where you've got some of the space.
I'll clarify. Harding didn't put it out here. We recommend not leaving it randomly outside by its sign.
Good clarification. That was just me. I wanted to get the picture of their sign in there, so I
That's right. Yeah. One thing too that's important to note, when we started this campaign, we didn't have an audience. I mentioned we were paying for audience through billboards. So our participating nurseries are the backbone. They're the purpose and the backbone to the campaign. They're the reason we want to do the campaign and drive Coloradans to the local nurseries. But also, we want to engage your customers because it's fun. It drives further adoption and affinity to your brand if they can engage on more than a transactional level. And so the participation in the nurseries that have really taken this, they've seen success themselves, but they also mark the success of this campaign. Without these point of purchase displays with the seeds and the stakes, there would be no audience. We wouldn't have built it. So this is a really critical step to building audience. And so it's worked in the past, and we really ask and strongly encourage you to consider participating in this moving forward. And we'll share a little bit of the refresh to these tools that we give our participating nursery towards the end. Oh, I had one more. There you go. There's the retail space as well.
Awesome. So another aspect of the campaign is an Ask a Pro, excuse me. So we have had live video. Now that Instagram has some live video capabilities, we're going to expand a little bit more this year, but we've done Facebook live videos where we have a certified nursery professional answering questions live. We start with some seeded questions that that we know you all commonly get, and then we actually have participants get on Facebook and type some questions live that they have about gardening. It's a great way for us to recognize the knowledge that local garden centers have that maybe some of our big box store counterparts don't have. We can really push that they're certified nursery professionals, and essentially it gives them the opportunity to kind of show off what they know and help consumers that may not know what they're doing in the garden to be successful. This has been a really great opportunity for us to do that. And again, it provides the member companies the ability to show off a little bit and show that they've got this expertise.
Awesome. Speaking of questions, I'll remind you, if you have questions as we're speaking, feel free to send those in via chat. We will either answer those live or towards the end as well. We also, for those who joined late, we are recording this and we'll be emailing it out and sharing it on the Colorado Nursery and Greenhouse Association Facebook page afterwards, so you can access it there and share it with your team. One of the other ways that we have developed awareness for the campaign is we believe in being active and being part of the communities that we're in. And so we participated in local events. Allison can kind of walk us through a little bit about some of those events and our participation there.
So for the past, well, this actually will be our 4th year, we'll be at the Taste of Fort Collins, which for those of you that aren't in Fort Collins, it's very similar to the Taste of Colorado. Obviously up in Fort Collins, it attracts about 50,000 people a year. It is a really great opportunity for us to reach an audience that certainly could be interested in gardening, but may not have seen us on social media or been in a local garden center and seen our materials. It's been a really great opportunity for us to reach out. In fact, last year we had at least one of the participants that won a weekly prize let me know that she heard about it at our booth at Taste of Fort Collins. It's also a good opportunity to sponsor for member companies, be a sponsor of one of these events. It gives you a special call out, and we'll talk kind of about what that looks like here on this slide. In addition, we've done local farmers markets. We go to plant sales, and then certainly the Denver Botanic Gardens plant sale in the spring. That attracts about 10,000 people total. And obviously those people are interested in gardening, and we still want to bring them in and integrate them into this contest too, because at the end of the day, they help make Colorado beautiful, and they do often shop at local garden centers. As you'll see from the slide that's up, there are a few business card looking coupons. We have passed those out at the Taste of Fort Collins. This is a sponsorship opportunity, but in the 4 years that we've been there, we've passed out over 4,000 of these. So it's essentially a $5 off coupon, and they take it to their local garden center that has participated and get $5 off on their purchase. It's been a great additional way for us to drive more consumers into the garden center, especially to one that maybe they hadn't visited before. So another great opportunity for you all to participate in. Additionally, there's some swag that we give away. You see that wheel on the left side of the screen. That is a big attractor for people to spin. It's kids love it, but also people that have wanted to be on Wheel of Fortune love it as well. And they spin and they win some swag. We've got t-shirts, those little shrakes is what we call them. It's a rake and a shovel. Sunglasses, stickers, all kinds of goodies, sunscreen, lip balm. But it's another great way for us to push our name out there and remind people to go into their local garden center to participate in the contest.
You know, one of my favorite things at these events, Allison, is $5 off voucher is great. It's like cash, right? Well, what can you buy for $5 that females between the ages of 18 and 30 really love? Succulents. And you can buy a small little succulent. So I've been known to yell out free succulents on occasion to draw people into the booth. And then, yes, it's a little misleading, but all they have to do is go claim their free succulent and hand over the $5 card. So technically it's not lying. So works really well. All right, moving on. So in addition to local events and our participating nurseries displaying things, we also have an ad budget that we run targeted ad campaigns on social media. One of the things I mentioned about liking the fact that we have are using social media is we can target. So if we are running a prize giveaway for a golf outing, for instance, we can run a targeted campaign to an audience of females ages 18 to 32 who live within Colorado or within a square mile around our participating nurseries who like gardening and like golf. And we can target that ad only during the week that we are running that contest. So it is a phenomenal opportunity to target these audiences. And it's one of the ways we have really brought in new participants into the contest. They come in without the seed and without the stake. And one of our main call to actions on all of our posts is visit a local nursery and greenhouse to get started because they have to get the stake there. So it is a great way to generate new leads and drive people to them. We also do a lot of fun marketing-esque things where we test copy sets, different A and B copy sets with different images, and then we adjust our budget based off of those items. So in this one particular case, copy set B performed better, and the picture of Pillwinkle and the stake performed best. So it's always interesting to see which ones actually perform best. And the beauty of it all is after running this campaign from the very beginning, this has worked. We have seen over 3,500 custom entries into the contest. And the thing we love most about it is the overwhelming majority of the entries include that beautiful little branded stake, which is only accessible at our participating nurseries, the people that we're doing this campaign for primarily. And so the thing I love most about that is in marketing, we look for obviously engagement and behavior and action. Well, in order to enter into the Plant Something contest and ultimately get to a photo that you've shared on your social media, there are several actions that you have taken just to get to that point. You visited a local nursery or greenhouse, you've liked or followed one of our pages, you've planted something, you've taken a picture of it, and you've shared it as a transfer of trust and a transfer of approval with this brand on your own personal social media. And you basically advocated on behalf of the message behind this campaign. And when you do that, when a participant does that, it actually increases the reach of our campaign to all of their network as well. And so if you look the hashtag PlantSomethingCO, just on Instagram alone, you'll see over 3,000 custom photos that have been uploaded, many of them with this stake. And we see a lot of fun photos. The best part about this, we mentioned at the beginning, this is fun. This is a great, exciting contest to see. And we have the privilege of reviewing every single entry on a weekly basis and choosing the winners. Some people get gimmicky and they try to bring in their kids to swoon our vote. Adorable, and oftentimes does work. We love the photos of the kids. Some people just plant their kids, oddly enough. So we got our share of what in the world is going on photos. It looks like someone planted their baby here. And maybe you don't have a kid, so you plant a doll. So it gets a little weird sometimes too. If you don't have a doll, maybe you plant a beer. We see photos of people planting beer. We get asked a lot of time too. We're in Colorado running a plant campaign. Do we see our share of people planting the Colorado green, the organic marijuana? We've seen a couple of those, but thankfully we chose to stick with plant something instead of grow something very intentionally, and we do get some, for the most part, pretty wholesome engagement participation in the campaign. Let's see, Allison, you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Sure. So as you can see, this was one of our finalists one year. Her name is Tracy. She has a lot of little Lego figurines and incorporated them into her pictures kind of throughout the campaign, and renamed some of her little Lego men and put them, she grew a lot of food, so she put them in the various food items that she was growing, but she had a lot of fun with it, and we frankly had a lot of fun seeing it. And awesome. Then you'll notice on the next one, we've also had some touching posts. This individual was building this vertical wall out of a pallet with her granddaughter, and they had decided to put some pots up on the pallet, and we're putting the actual plants in them. And while she and her granddaughter were painting the last and second to last pot, she got a knock on her door, and unfortunately her son, who was in the Air Force, had passed away, and it was the notification of that. So she really turned this palette into something meaningful. It was a way to remember him and the service that he provided for us and her family. And it totally took a spin, but obviously a really touching way to incorporate Plant Something that we didn't expect. But it has a big effect on her life because she was able to do this with her granddaughter and remember her son in a little bit of a different way.
We even have our share of odd submissions as well. Someone went ahead and we've seen a handful of these too, but they made a Plant Something Colorado video as well. So I'll play a couple seconds of it, and then I'll spare you the rest of it too. But to me, this demonstrates the level of engagement and commitment people have to the campaign. All right, you get the idea. We'll send out the full deck after, maybe share that video again on our social media. But again, the beauty of people engaging and being involved in it. And one thing I had mentioned beforehand too, that our objective was to build channel beyond the 3 months of the campaign that CNGA engages Bonfire for to help support. And they do a fantastic job curating content, sharing content, and building that all throughout the year. And this was an example. Allison, you want to talk a little bit about this post?
Sure. So I was on Facebook on my personal page a couple of weeks ago, and a friend of mine shared this picture about basically we're houseplants with complicated emotions. So I saved the picture and posted it on Plant Something on both Instagram and Facebook, and it really took off on Facebook. As you can see, it reached over 1 million people, almost 1.1 million people. And we had 86,000 reaction, comments, shares, etc. to just this picture. This obviously was outside of the campaign. I think the shares were about 10,900 and some total shares. This went viral. It just went crazy. And it was kind of something I stumbled upon. It wasn't anything I thought would happen, but it really helped us in our campaign. Within that week that I shared it, we got 700 new likes on our Facebook page, which is, it's completely outstanding that one post would do that. But it also provides us the opportunity to educate these individuals throughout the year and not just during this campaign and contest.
Yeah, we always talk about there's no finite recipe to going viral. Really what it comes down to is the appropriate content at the appropriate time with the appropriate channel and appropriate authority. Plant Something social media has built an authority and ability to have a position to be able to share this, and they built an audience that enables the opportunity to go viral. So fantastic job by Allison and her team, just keeping with it, constantly trying new things. And what this means for members and participating nurseries is it just increases the reach. There's more people involved and engaged now. And even ever since this is gone, almost every single one of the posts has had categorically more engagement and involvement, which gives me a lot of hope and excitement for this summer, because that means more participants in the photo contest when we launch middle of May. We're going to keep going. I'd say we probably have about 10 more minutes of this. So we'll keep rolling. Got some results and we'll share an update. So, all of that work has proved positive. It's been validated by different awards that we've won. We've won several awards from BMA Colorado, the Gold Key Awards. American Marketing Association has recognized Pillwinkle and the whole campaign as gold winners as well. And there's been a lot of, not only in just the engagement, but there's been also this validation through marketing communities, nonprofit communities that have validated the effectiveness of this campaign. So let's do that. Let's shift gears, talk a little bit about what we have in store for 2019 and how you all can be involved and maximize the campaign. The first item, we've had this on our backlog or radar for a number of years now, wanting to refresh the website that we have. The first iteration, first generation is really difficult to manage, doesn't have an area for us to build and maintain new content. So we are refreshing the design. We are optimizing the story, building out our customer audiences, and really dialing in the copy and the messaging to speak specifically to them. Since most of our audiences are mobile users, Instagram users, we are designing mobile first, a responsive website that works on any device. We're building it for opportunity to have conversion. As I've mentioned many times already, we want to have the opportunity to reach this audience and build channels so we don't have to pay Facebook or pay billboard companies in order to communicate to the people who want to hear from us. So we are building in ways for people to fill out forms, to download premium guides and books and content, also sign up for newsletters and get information. All of that content is going to be contribution content, both from our team at CNGA and also our participating nurseries. We want to get content from our team, thought leadership information that demonstrates you as experts. And Allison will talk a little bit about some of those content opportunities here in a moment. I mentioned the Find a Nursery database. We're going to build that out, have integrated maps that people can find nurseries near them, and then optimize and improved advertising opportunities throughout the site. Our main objective from a funnel standpoint is to get people engaged in the photo contest, educate and inform and be a resource to people through our content, but also at the end of the day, drive people to the local nurseries, both through our sponsorship opportunities and our Find a Nursery database.
So again, one of the opportunities that we offer is this Dial Up Live. It's Ask a Pro. It is a live video that we do. We've done it at Taste of Fort Collins, but certainly can do it in your garden center as well. And it's a great opportunity to show either you or your staff's knowledge and helpful hints, especially to answer some of the questions that you all get over and over and over and over again. It's a great opportunity for us to do that. So what we do is basically promote that we're doing it on X date and time. We ask people to type in their questions. We ask them out loud, and then the individual answers them. In addition to showing your stuff, we also try to push that these individuals are certified nursery professionals, because it gives some credibility to their knowledge and really helps them to look like an expert and be the expert that all these novice gardeners need.
Yep. We'll continue to attend our live local events as well. Have plans already at Denver Botanic Garden Denver Botanic Gardens, Gardens on Spring Creek in Fort Collins, the Taste of Fort Collins, potentially some farmers markets, and we're also open to any other events that you guys feel like your audience really is active and involved in. Let us know. We'll have our contact info at the end. We're all ears and open to additional events that would make sense for us to go and wave the Plant Something flag, so to speak. All right, this one's really exciting. I'll let Allison walk you guys through, but we've heard a lot of feedback about our partner kits and the things at the stores, and so we put some work into those this year as well.
So as you can see, the look is a little bit different. It's been refreshed. So you'll kind of see that throughout the campaign this year. Our seeds and stakes, we're still going to have those. It's just, again, a little bit of a refreshed look. But you all, as our partners, will have those available to put out in your store. Our point of sale signs, as you could see from those previous pictures, were pretty big. And we got a lot of feedback that they won't fit in on the cashier stands. So wanted something a little bit smaller. So we've refreshed those to be much smaller. They're a little more vertical, but they'll still fit the seeds and the stakes in them. But it'll be easier for you to keep those at your cashier station. We will have some posters, as you can see, that you can display in your garden center, floor clings for you to put on your floor throughout the garden center, and then these Ask Me pins that your staff can wear on their apron or their shirt, and it will say, "Ask me about free seeds." It's a great opportunity for your staff to engage in a conversation about what the free seeds are and what the contest is, because they'll have this little button on their shirt or their apron.
Awesome.
So
looks like we just got a question in, Allison. I'll go ahead and we can kind of walk through that now if you don't mind.
Yep.
Let's see. Love the new kits. How much of each item do we get? It looks like. So thank you for that question. Again, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and send them in. So I guess the general breakdown, so posters right now, for 30 participating nurseries, it looks like we have 3 jumbo posters for each one of the nurseries, 2 to 3 floor clings, 3 to 4 of the point of purchase stands with the included materials in there. And then for the stakes and seeds, I think it's a little over 600. Does that sound about right, Allison?
It does. We ordered 20,000 total.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get through all of those, and we will absolutely order more if you guys get through 20,000. The more stakes and seeds that are handed out, the more participation and the more awareness for your local nurseries and greenhouses. So that is awesome.
So let's chat about why would you join this if you haven't already, and why would you continue to participate? Number one, it's fun. As Ben said earlier, we really try to make it fun, and those that have participated, it seemed to be having a great time. It is really free marketing for your business. There really isn't a reason you shouldn't do it, because it's free for you to participate. And you have access to a marketing firm that CNGA has partnered with, and we kind of foot the bill for that. So you're getting all this expert advice on marketing and an expert campaign that you otherwise would have to pay for on your own. It drives customers to your store. As we saw from the pictures, the over 3,500, the majority of them had a plant stake. The way they got those was going into a store. We also ask them to go to the store to ask their questions, buy their plants, get information, etc. It markets you as the expert. Something that we are focusing on a little bit more is including a lot of your content into our Plant Something posts this year. If you go on and look, a lot of the posts that I've shared even prior to this contest, I've seen on other CNGA members' Facebook pages that I follow, and I've shared them. So it's a great way for you to become an expert to a wide audience. It's fun for your staff. It's another way that they can engage your customers in a conversation while they're being checked out or while they're helping them. And certainly there's ways for you to have some fun with your staff in a contest, which we'll talk about later. And at the end of the day, it really beautifies Colorado. It helps your community look more beautiful. It gets people into gardening. That really is what this campaign is about. And it really has proven to be successful in doing that.
Yeah, I want to stress that component too. I feel like when I've had so many conversations about this contest with people who visited at local events and things like that, and as a marketer, in understanding kind of the dynamic of the new buyer or the millennial buyer, new millennial buyer, they want a purpose to attach themselves to. They look to brands to define and add value to their purchasing experience. It's becoming less transactional, and they want a why behind the brands they engage with. And so, coming alongside Plant Something and calling this and claiming this as your own, which is what we encourage them to do, like taking ownership, adds that level of value to your brand. It says that you stand for more than just a transaction, that you have a mission to beautify Colorado, that there's so much gain that comes from when you plant something. When you plant something, you win something. Property values go up. It improves and optimizes the environment. You guys know all of these things, but it gives you a channel and an opportunity to explain a why before they do the what. And so that to me is a big reason, especially with this type of buyer that we're talking about. They care about those items big time. So we encourage you to participate for that. And the pins are a big reason, the pins to have your staff. So we can talk a little bit about ways to get involved next. Let me see something here. There we go. All right. So first, follow, engage, and share. I have a little photo here on the right. Great job, Fort Collins Nursery. They are an avid participant, engage in our contest often, and they create their own content. They'll take pictures of their seeds. They'll take pictures of their own garden gnome and banter back and forth with Pillwinkle. They just get involved. They engage, right? And so we encourage you to do the same. They've seen a lot of great results from it. I think we have a testimonial we'll share here in a moment from them as well. So you can do that. One of the ways to actually get engaged is obviously follow and like the pages as from your personal accounts, but also follow and like the pages from your business. And as you guys probably know, I could spend 2 hours talking about the reduction of organic reach or visibility of content on social media. One way to overcome that, and in other words, to be able to see the content that Plant Something shares so that you can then go and share it on your own channel, we encourage you, at least on Facebook, if you go to the following tab that you see on the right-hand side, click the drop down, select the See First option. That will ensure that whenever we make a post on the Plant Something page, that you're actually seeing that post. Because if you don't see it, you can't share it. So if you do that, you'll be able to go on, and every time you get onto Facebook, you'll see that. We encourage you to go share some or all of those posts on your own Facebook accounts as well. And so that's a really good way to get involved and to engage, but also comment on them. Change and comment as your page, and we can help you with that. If you ever have questions, shoot us a message on our Facebook page, and I can walk you through how to actually comment from your Facebook page. You can become a participant or sponsor, and Allison, you want to talk a little bit about some of those levels and opportunities?
Absolutely. So if you are not a participant at this point, or are a participant and would like to continue to do more, just let us know. Again, we'll have contact information at the end, but it is free for you to engage with us, and we would love to expand the number of retail garden centers that have this program. If you're a wholesaler, we absolutely can work with you to figure out how to get some of your logos and marketing in front of these people, because we do know that will help them make a purchase decision once they're in the garden center. We do have a variety of sponsorship opportunities, and I can say that those that have sponsored the last couple of years continue to do so, because it really does bring people into their garden center. We've had the same sponsors over and over and over again because they do find value in it. We also have a variety of levels of sponsorship, so it's not that you have to go all for everything. You can stick your toe in and test it out and see how it goes, or you could go kind of for the big platinum level sponsorship. Again, I've got those details that I'm happy to send to you, and if there's something you wanted to do that's different, we can chat about that as well. I will say, as you can tell from Ben, obviously he's an expert in social media. He knows how to do some post boosting for those that are in your area for your garden center. So you're not just getting all of Colorado, you're actually getting some targeted marketing for those people that are in and around your area, which is obviously, the most helpful for you. That's who you want coming, is those that live around you. Other ways that you can engage is contribute some content. Like I said before, I do certainly share posts on social media that I see from our member companies that participate, but we're also going to be starting this blog on the website. That is a great opportunity for you to show your stuff and provide some content and some information. Things that we're looking for right now are, what do you do after your garden gets hit with hail? We know that this happens every single year, and we always see pictures of gardens that are destroyed or trees that are destroyed from hail. That's a great opportunity to share. Here's how you revive your garden. Here's what you do. Other things are common garden pests, and what do you do with them? That is something that we get questions on a lot. It's something's eating my plant, I don't know what to do. I'm sure those people come into your garden center as well. How to deal with Japanese beetles. That is obviously a very common issue in the metro area, and unfortunately we do see it spreading around Colorado, but those little guys eat everything they get their hands on, well, of course, that they're attracted to. So providing some input on, what do you do with them? How do you get rid of them? How do you get rid of them in the fall, not just during the winter? And then the last thing is, what are your favorite low water use plants? We're kind of pushing low water use plants as our theme this year, and we'd love to have some of those experts say, here's a really great low water use plant. It doesn't necessarily have to be drought tolerant, but something that doesn't require a lot of water, since that is always on our minds in Colorado. And this is also a good opportunity for us to educate our consumers on watering practices, overwatering, underwatering, etc.
Yeah, so if you'd like to contribute in any way, either via quotes or just be a resource while we are producing those pieces of content, please shoot us an email, give us a call, so that we can add you to that content expertise list and reach out to you as we're producing those items. It's a great way to from the standpoint of search engine optimization, a term SEO that's thrown around a lot, but cross-linking and interlinking between related areas is extremely valuable. All right, it looks like, did we lose the screen there?
We did.
Okay, let me go ahead and try to share that one more time.
I can go ahead and start talking because I know what our next bullets are.
Okay, awesome. You do that, I'll get this going.
Okay, great. So additionally, make sure your staff knows about this contest. We have had comments before that when participants go in, the staff's like, oh, I'm not sure what you're talking about. So that is key to make this meaningful to you and then also to help us. So kind of along those lines, we provide a little bulleted list of kind of the real high level things that your staff needs to know about this. When we deliver your kits, those bulleted lists will be there in your box. It's a great opportunity to talk to your staff about this at your staff meeting. And as we deliver these, we are also more than willing to jump in and do a really quick staff meeting if you've got the time. Talk real high level about the contest, the intent, and how people participate. We are more than happy to do that. If staff isn't there, again, you'll have these little cheat sheets that you can give to them and chat about it. Again, we are also recording this webinar, and we'll send the link out probably tomorrow, or have it available on our website. We will also have it on Facebook for you all to watch again. So the last thing that I wanted to just touch on is running a contest for your staff. How can you make this fun for your staff to get involved? Maybe it's if they hand out 50 of the steaks or 50 of the seeds, they get recognition at the next staff meeting, or you all are creative and can certainly come up with something. In addition, when your staff is talking to your customers, or you're talking with your customers, make sure they tag your nursery when they're posting their pictures, because that helps others see that post and obviously become knowledgeable about your nursery, but also the contest. It's a really great way to extend the advertising for your retail garden center, and all they have to do is add a little @ symbol in the name of your retail nursery. It'll pop up. It's pretty simple, but it's a really great way to get extended reach.
Okay, awesome. So lots of different ways to get engaged and involved. We would love to talk more about that and have you all join. If you're a participating nursery, maybe you consider becoming a sponsor this year. If you have not participated before, maybe you become a participating nursery. To become a participating nursery, it's very easy. Allison can kind of walk you through all those steps. If you just reach out, and it will include you on our distribution list and involve you on the website as well. So great way to do that. Let's dive in, finish up kind of our last section, some of the questions that have been sent in. Thank you everyone for sending those. We can walk through those right now. Let's see, we got a question from Paula. You said earlier, you mentioned that you test out different photos and copy content to see what gets the best response for a post. How do you test it? Great idea, Paula. Those are done through the ad manager or business manager on Facebook. If you go to ads.facebook.com, you can set your nursery up as an advertiser, and you can create custom ads with different objectives for your particular campaign. And so we always encourage at least local businesses, consider promoting things that are low barrier to entry. Maybe it's an event that you're hosting. If you're doing a concert, maybe you would you promote the concert. If you're doing a plant sale, promote the plant sale. So consider doing that. And then when you're creating the ads, it'll give you an option to upload several different images and then several different copy sets as well. And so what we like to do is keep go back to our science roots, right? Where you keep some variables or some items constant and some and then only change a few things, variables, right? So we may keep the image constant and then have two different copy sets, or we may have the copy variable the copy constant, but then test out 4 different images. And the way you test it is by analyzing the results. And Facebook even has a way to throttle the amount you spend based off the performance of each ad. So really kind of clever way to do that. Maybe it's like a brown belt or a black belt when it comes to social media. So to start, maybe just try creating a single ad for an event and driving traffic that way. So that's how we do that. I hope that answered it. If it doesn't, go ahead and send a follow-up question. Let's see. Mary asked a question. Allison, do you want to take that one?
Yes. So Mary Kane, I see your question that you're interested in participating with Song of the Lark Farm. I will reach out to you and follow up and let you know how we can get all of your kit information out to you and kind of when the contest starts and all of that. So I'll follow up here this afternoon.
Allison, is there a cost to become a participating nursery?
There is not. It is completely free. It's something that CNGA is doing to promote all of our members and gardening. And, we recognize if people are buying locally, they are also supporting local wholesalers. So it's something that CNGA is doing for our members, and there is no cost to participate at all.
Awesome. Okay. Bailey sent in a question to ask, can I use my old stand and sign? Absolutely. Though we have refreshed the look and feel, the information on the signs, the point of purchase displays is still relevant and usable. So feel free to continue to use those. We are just delivering some additional ones for our different places. If you have the acrylic signs, but like say need a new poster or something like that, let us know. We can do some one-off prints for that as well. Those are still valuable. We just are trying to find options that fit better at the point of purchase. The ones that we've had in the past, we've heard from great feedback from our participating nurseries, are just a little too big. And so we have come up with an option that should work a little bit better for that. Let's see. Stephen asked, what types of prizes could we see this year? You're going to have to follow along and see some familiar ones that but some new exciting ones as well. Like I said, those are revealed on Tuesdays. So tune in on Tuesdays for the prize reveal. Pillwinkle will not tell us what those prizes are until the day of the reveal. So we don't even know. He's commanding all of that portion.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to jump in here. Along with those prizes, our sponsors that participate provide us a prize for basically their week of sponsorship. So we give away a prize that they are providing from their garden center to whoever wins that week. One of the ways that you can promote some of the items you have is through this. Jesse Eastman at Fort Collins Nursery did it a couple of years ago. He gave out the Hori Hori knife, which is by Bare Bones Living. It is a great way to promote the fact that you have more than just plants and that you have hard goods and you've got some gift items that can be given away. The excitement around that knife was really big. And then we ended up partnering with Bare Bones for future years to give away some of their items as well. But it's a great way to show your customers that you have things other than plants that they can come in and purchase throughout the year. And it doesn't just have to be during your really busy season.
Awesome. Brenda sent in a question. She had asked, do I have to be on social media to participate? So great question. Not quite sure if that is from the angle of like a nursery or as a participant, like a consumer or customer. So I'll answer it from both ways. So from a nursery or greenhouse, one of our participating nurseries, no, you don't have to, but I would ask why you are not. There's so many opportunities. So I'd encourage you, if your nursery or greenhouse hasn't engaged or built your social channels, then to strongly consider that. As you've seen, it's only 4 years in and we've already gone viral and had over 1 million impressions. So you can do the same. You can build that audience and reach. And I know many of you are on that. What I have noticed is many of our participating nurseries are on Facebook, but they have yet to make the leap to Instagram. I would strongly encourage starting that process sooner rather than later. There's a lot of benefits to being on Instagram, especially since so much of what you sell is so photogenic and so beautiful. So get on Instagram and use that. And especially considering Facebook has reduced your reach on your page down to less than 5%. So we're seeing more engagement and more participation on Instagram. So take a look at that. But no, you don't have to be. We will promote it on your behalf. As a consumer or customer, yes, in order to enter the social media contest, you do have to be on social media. Our primary channel is social, and we recognize that not every single person is on social media. That doesn't mean they can't plant something. That doesn't mean they don't know someone who is on social media that could share it for them. We're in the marketing world. We're okay that we are not everything to everyone. We are something to someone. And so, if you're not on social media as a customer, there really isn't a way for you to join the photo sharing contest. You can still visit our website. You can still read all the content that's submitted from our experts. You can still shop at our participating nursery, but the photo contest, social media photo contest, believe it or not, is on social media only. So let's see. We'll take one more question. And it looks like it came in from Trevor. Can you remind me again when the contest starts? That is Mother's Day. Allison, do you have that date in front of you?
I do. It's May 12th.
May 12th, yes. So we will do some countdown posts before then, generate some buzz, and hopefully we will have our brand new website live before then as well. That's kind of what we're shooting for. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out for that. And we'll have countdowns and begin generating that buzz. So, alrighty, I don't even know if my screen's still sharing. I was getting some notifications that we had it, but thank you guys all so much for joining. If you have any other questions or ideas, jot down Allison's email. You can visit the ColoradoNGA.org website. You can send us a message on Facebook. We are at Plant Colorado on all of our social channels. That's Plant Colorado if you want to reach us there as well. Thank you all so much. Look forward to participating with you. Allison's going to be delivering those new kits in the next couple weeks, so you will see her then. Thank you so much. Get growing today. We'll see you on social media.